So this video we're going to introduce what happens if we have a negative number of x's or the letter that we're working with. So here we've got a negative x, you'll see on the your term we have a negative x, and the next one's we've got minus 2x, minus 3x. So how do we deal with this, and what is a good strategy? Now there are a couple of different ways you can deal with this, but the one that I'm going to show you is actually to move this takeaway x over to the other side. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add x to both sides. So we've got a minus x plus an x. They cancel out, so we're just left with the 5. And over here we have 7 plus x. I'm then going to get rid of and deal with that 7. So if I take 7 off both sides, I end up with x equals, and take 7 off that, we end up with minus 2. So 5 minus 7 gives us minus 2. Taking the 7 off here just leaves us with the x. You could put the plus sign in, but you don't need it because it's a positive thing anyway. So x equals minus 2. Have a go at the your turn, and pause, and I'll run through that in a second. Okay, so the your turn, exactly the same procedure that we've just done. We're going to add x to both sides. That gives us 11 on this side, 3 plus x on this side. I want to get the x back, so I'm going to take away the 3. That leaves me with 8 being equal to x. So that's our nice straightforward procedure. Second set, I've got just an extra step. So I'll do an example in a your turn again. Here we've got minus 2x's. So if we want to put them on this side and make them positive, we need to add 2x's to both sides. Once we're at that, we've got 8 equals 12 plus 2x. Now we can take the 12 off both sides. Now I know 12 plus 2x, but 12 is added on, so we can take it away. 12 there. So that gives me minus 4 equals 2x. And the last step is to divide by 2. If I do that, minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2, and x. Okay, so have a go at the your turn there, and then I'll run through the answer in just a few seconds on the video. So, answer to this one, I'm going to add my 3x to both sides. That gives us a positive to work with. So that's 14 equals 5 plus 3x. I'm going to take my 5 from both sides. So that gives me 9 equals 3x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So that gives me 3 equals x. Now, all of these have got the answer, in some sense, back to front. That is absolutely fine. If you like writing it the right way around, you can flip that and write it as x equals 3. There's no difference between these two things. So for any of them, you can always flip your answer around and write it the normal way around, if that makes you happier. Now, there is one other way to solve this, and I want to show it to you. This is equally valid, but I think for a lot of you, the way I've shown you will be easier. The other thing we could do here, we've got a 5, and we're taking x away from it. We could actually take the 5 off both sides to start, and be left with minus x here, because we're just taking the 5 away, so we're left with the minus x, equals 2, and then divide by, well, what number is technically in front there? Minus how many x's? Well, it's technically minus 1x. So we could divide by minus 1 on both sides. So dividing by minus 1 leaves us with x there. 2 divided by minus 1 is minus 2. So we get the same answer, but just so you're aware that you might occasionally see it done this way. it comes to the same answer. It's just a different way of tackling the same problem. So if you prefer this way, you can try it out and check you get the same answers as what I've shown, but both methods will work perfectly well.